restriction enzymes as the tools of RDT, recombinant DNA technology. This topic is taken from the chapter of biotechnology principles and processes. So, we know that genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology can be accomplished only if we have key tools. So, what are key tools? That is restriction enzyme, polymerase enzymes, ligase, and vectors, as well as the host organisms. So, there are some very important tools. So let us understand each one of them in detail. First one is restriction enzyme as the tools of recombinant DNA technology. So, restriction enzymes are the specialized enzymes that recognize and cut a particular sequence of DNA. Restriction enzymes are also known as molecular seizures. So, restriction enzymes are very important. They play a very important role in the construction of the recombinant DNA. Gene cloning. Restriction enzymes are the enzymes isolated from the bacteria that will recognize the specific sequence in the DNA and then cut the DNA to produce mainly to produce the fragments. Restriction enzymes basically belongs to large class of enzymes called as nucleases. Nucleases. So restriction enzymes isolated firstly by Warburg. Nucleases are of two types. They are basically two types: endonucleases and exonucleases. Endonucleases cut the DNA at specific positions within the DNA. So endonucleases basically cut the DNA only at the specific positions within the DNA, whereas exonucleases cut the DNA at the ends, remove the nucleotides at the ends of the DNA. Exonucleases cut the DNA at the ends, whereas endonucleases cut the DNA at the specific positions. So then next. Every restriction enzyme identify different sequences, recognition sequences. Over 900 restriction enzymes have been isolated, all of which recognize different sequences. So each and every restriction enzymes will identify the different sequences, so different recognition sequences. So over 900 restriction enzymes have been known. Among them, they will identify the different recognition sequences. So recognition sequences are basically palindromic. So what are palindromes? So palindromes are the sequence of base pairs that read same both backwards as well as forwards. So palindromic sequences are the group of letters that form same words when read from both backwards as well as forwards. Take for example, mom. Mom, we read same from backward as well as forward. Example, dad. Example, madam. Even the example is Malayalam. When we read Malayalam from backward as well as forward, we get the same example. This is an example of the palindromic sequences. So, 5 dash GAATTC 3 dash CTTAAG 5 dash. When we read from backwards as well as forward, we get the same word. This is an example of the palindromic sequences. So, restriction enzymes cut a little away from the center of the palindrome site, but between the same two bases on the opposite strands. So, this concept we'll understand through the help of the diagram. Action of restriction enzyme. First, we must take vector DNA and foreign DNA. Vector DNA will transfer the piece of the DNA. So, here there are palindromic sequences. These are palindromic sequences. They have same words GAATTC backwards as well as forward. So, it cuts A and G. It cuts basically A and G in between the nucleotide. It cuts the opposite strands. Okay. Similarly, for foreign DNA, it cuts GA. Here, the restriction enzyme is E. coli. Restriction enzyme will cut a little away from the center of the palindrome site, but it will be between the two bases on the opposite strands. So only sticky when ends will be remaining now. This will be remaining and this will go away. Similarly here this will be remaining. So this is the next part. Only sticky ends are present. Sticky ends, overhang sticky ends are generated on each of the strands. So this what happens next? DNA fragments join at the sticky ends. Sticky ends basically form the hydrogen bonds and it will help in the attachment through DNA ligase. Now recombinant DNA is formed. DNA fragments join through the sticky ends. With the help of a diagram, you can understand this concept easily. So I think you have understood. As a result, overhangs called sticky ends are generated on each strand. So six sticky ends will be generated mainly due to the hydrogen bonding. Sticky ends form hydrogen bonds with their complementary counterparts with the help of a DNA linkage. With the help of a DNA linkage, the sticky ends get attached. So the processes for the basis of the recombinant DNA technology. Naming restriction enzyme, that is the nomenclature of restriction enzyme. First letter, genus of the organism from which the enzyme is derived. So E. coli is the restriction enzyme. Let us take the E. coli as an example of the restriction enzyme. So first letter E is Escherichia genus. It is derived from the genus of the organism or bacteria from which the enzyme is derived. E is Escherichia genus. Second and third letters is species of the organism. So second and third letter CO is coli. It is the species of the organism. Fourth letter is the name of the strain produced. Here fourth letter is R. R is RY13. It is a strain. Roman number. It is the order of isolation because it is the first to be discovered. E. coli is the first to be discovered. So I is the first enzyme isolated from E. coli RY13. So from strain. So it is the first to be discovered, derived from the E. coli strain R, genus is Escherichia. Okay, simple. Then example in E. coli derived from E. coli strain R, it is the first to be discovered. Recap for the nomenclature of restriction enzyme is E is derived from the genus, that is Escherichia, that CO is from coli, that is species, R is the strain, that is RY13, and this is first to be discovered, E. coli. It is the first enzyme isolated from E. coli, RY13. Gel electrophoresis. The fragments obtained after cutting with the restriction enzymes are separated by using gel electrophoresis. Gel electrophoresis is a technique used for the separation of a molecule such as DNA, RNA or protein, basically on the basis of their size. According to their size, that is done. Okay, using gel electrophoresis. Electric field is applied to the electrophoresis matrix, commonly called as agarose gel, and negatively charged DNA fragments move towards the anode. The fragments which are obtained after cutting the restriction enzymes are basically negatively charged. So if they are negatively charged, then obviously they move towards the anode. Anode is the positively charged. So it moved towards when the electric field is applied to the electrophoresis matrix. Electrophoresis matrix is the agarose gel, which is mainly extracted from the seaweed. Okay. So then when the electric field is applied, the negatively charged DNA fragments which are obtained by cutting of the restriction enzymes, they move towards the anode. Anode is the positively charged. Fragments separate according to their size by sieving properties of agarose gel. Smaller the fragment, farther it moves. Small molecules move very fast. Okay. Small molecules move very fast because of their size, whereas big molecules move very slow because of their size. Fragments separate mainly on the size and mainly because of the sieving effect or the sieving property of the agarose gel. So as the smaller molecule move very fast because of their size, molecules move slow because of their size. Simple. Staining dyes such as ethidium bromide followed by exposure to UV radiations are used to visualize the DNA fragments. So here ethidium bromide is used as the staining dyes. So when it is exposed to the UV radiations, light, then what happens? Then the DNA pattern can be visualized. So DNA binding pattern can be visualized here. So due to the radiations, DNA fragments are visible as bright orange color bands in the agarose matrix. So these DNA fragments are visible in the bright orange colored bands in the agarose matrix. They are visible as bright orange color. These fragments. These bands are cut from the agarose gel and extracted from the gel piece elution. Now the elution takes place as these bands are cut from the agarose gel, then they are extracted from the gel piece. So DNA fragments are purified and then purified DNA fragments are used in constructing the recombinant DNAs. Then what happens? Then this recombinant DNA must be purified as there might be some particles, and these purified DNA fragments help in the construction of the recombinant DNA.